When one thinks of Minecraft, they probably don't think about a grand tale of monsters and magic, fallen civilizations, and triumphant godlike heroes. They probably just think about squares and the cute little block man Steve.
Hello!
Minecraft is an extremely popular game, that goes without saying, and it is known for its open and fun gameplay. It is not known for its story. That's because it doesn't really have one. Or does it? If you were to ask a random bloke, what is the story of Minecraft? They probably would just say, there is no story. Or, a funny man, Steve man, travels to a different dimension and kills a dragon.
Hello!
They wouldn't be wrong in saying this, because on its surface, that's all there really is to the story of Minecraft. That is the objective, to kill the Ender Dragon, and once you do that, the credits roll. You could, however, say that the story of Minecraft is what you make it. Your journey to defeat the Ender Dragon is your story. When you built your first house, when you found your first dog, the death of your dog, when you found your first diamond. Everyone has their own unique experience when they play Minecraft, and so everyone has their own story. So is that it then? The story of Minecraft is just your adventure? On the surface, yes. But if we dig deeper and really start to examine the world of Minecraft, we will soon discover that there is a lot more to this world than meets the eye. When you begin to ask questions about Minecraft and its world, it will begin to really make you wonder what is really going on, and you will find yourself wanting to know more about the lore hidden within this game. Most of us grew up on Minecraft, so we are very familiar with all of its concepts and its world. We don't really give it much thought. We all know not to look an Enderman in the eye because he'll attack you. But why? Why do Endermen do that? Do they feel threatened? Do they just think it's rude? Why are they called Endermen? Are they men? They have what seems to be their own civilization in the end. So are they an intelligent species? Are they even evil? How do they relate to the Ender Dragon? The more questions we ask like this, the more intriguing the world of Minecraft becomes. So is there an answer to these questions? Does Minecraft have lore? Well, officially, not really, but kind of. Only in the form of little secrets and hints given to us from the developers and just the world of Minecraft itself. But it doesn't really have any sort of official lore that you can just look up and read online. But there is, however, a long series of videos on the Game Theory channel all about the hidden lore of Minecraft, and these are probably my favorite videos on his channel. The videos involve MatPat trying to uncover the lore of Minecraft by deeply examining the game for clues and by researching the game through official Minecraft media like books and things. It's exactly like his Five Nights at Freddy's lore videos, except the Minecraft lore is a lot less convoluted and is way easier to follow, in my opinion. These are my personal favorite MatPat videos because I loved Minecraft as a kid, and it's so cool to discover that this game actually has a pretty freaking cool and dark story to it, even if it's not technically the official story and it's just a theory. A game theory!
I just simultaneously whipped and nay-nay!
But the developers of Minecraft have dropped hints at there being a bigger story to the game over the years. I only know this because of MatPat mentioning this in his videos, but the lore and story of Minecraft has purposely been kept as a quote-unquote secret, simply because that just adds to the intrigue and mystery of the game and its atmosphere. But I'm not here to tell you about MatPat's videos, or even really the lore of Minecraft. I'm here to tell you about a frickin' awesome Minecraft fan comic made by Marcus Yu, aka Poptartguap, and hopefully I said those names correctly. The reason I brought up MatPat's videos is because this is what these comics are based off of, or at the very least heavily inspired by. It's basically an adaptation of this Minecraft story that MatPat has been putting together over the past few years. I should mention, however, that this isn't MatPat alone making up the story of Minecraft. He says in his videos that a lot of his theories are derived from other popular Minecraft theories online, again, similar to his FNAF stuff. But it is him putting those theories together and coming up with new ones to piece together a cohesive and logical explanation and story for the world of Minecraft. And the story that is constructed from these theories is surprisingly super dark and even haunting. That's why this Minecraft fan comic called Legion Gods looks like this. It perfectly fits the tone and captures the essence of how dark Minecraft's lore truly is, and how haunting Minecraft's concepts actually are when they aren't presented in a fun, blocky art style. Like, look at this. This is the Warden. This is an Enderman. It's freaking awesome. It's totally reminiscent of those old Minecraft in real life videos that I and many others would watch as a kid. Except Marcus's art is 100 times better than those goofy YouTube videos because he actually captures the horror of these creatures, and within the context of the lore, there is so much more to fear about them than just their appearance, and he captures that as well within these short stories. For example, the Endermen. Within the lore, they are explained as once being human, but after being trapped in the end for so long, they have evolved to become these horrifying creatures, husks of their former selves. Marcus's writing and art evokes this idea in such a beautifully horrific way. As the generations unfolded, there was harmony in our surrendering. After the dragon had stripped us of our humanity, there was quiet. There was no sun, nothing but an eternal black sky. We voyaged to other islands floating in infinity, erecting cities that held none of our identity, our humanity. They were complexes of her image. The land raised bitter fruit that would teleport us after consumption. There was no reason to wonder how or why. There was nothing else to eat. We devoured them for eons, and as evolution took its course, there was no fighting it. Our biology deformed. Our genetics rewrote. Our limbs stretched and emaciated, mutating into abominations of our former selves. It was our final form. We roamed in darkness and unknowing for centuries more, forgetting the empire these hands had once built, until the day he emerged from nullity, draped in vengeance. And she thundered to condemn the outsider who disgraced her tyranny, yet no mortal eye watched her cry. For all we knew, they were both gods. And she fell, vanquished by a man who played demigod. After eons of perdition, we were liberated, but our mutant minds did not understand. We no longer remembered what we were from where we had come. We would never know that the hallucinations of a setting sun, of glistening oceans, were once our own memories. Wondering if we were ever human. We could only wail, and we didn't know why. That's all I'm going to read to you for this video, as I want you to read the comic for yourself and obviously go give the creator the praise and support that he deserves. But before you go read the comic, I would highly recommend you go watch the MatPat videos first, especially if you haven't played Minecraft in a while. It'll help you familiarize yourself with these ideas and concepts before you see them visualized within the comic. I'll leave a link to a playlist containing those videos in the description of this video. But back to that Enderman story, did you notice how Steve was portrayed? He is portrayed as this stoic, godlike, and almost mysterious figure. This is lore-accurate Steve, biblically accurate Steve, and he solos all of fiction, no question. Lore-accurate Steve is basically a god. I mean, we're talking about a man that will use his bare fist to punch down a tree just so he can gather its wood. This is an aspect of Minecraft that MatPat doesn't touch on in his lore videos. He only briefly talks about how Steve is one of, if not the last surviving descendant of the Great Builder Society, the humans of Minecraft, that are now the zombies and Endermen and so on. Again, not going to go deep into the lore, just go watch the videos for yourself. This is one of my favorite aspects of these comics. It's Marcus's depiction of Steve. And for most of the story, Steve is viewed from another character's perspective, and everyone in this world views him as this mystical, mysterious, godlike warrior. He isn't the main character, and that has got to be the coolest way you could ever depict this otherwise goofy cube man.
Hello!
And this depiction actually makes sense when you think about Steve from the game and what he is capable of compared to all the other mobs and villagers and such. He would totally be like this mysterious godlike figure to them. The best example of this is the story in this comic focusing on the pillagers, which ends in a battle where they raid a village. I won't go into too much detail because I want you to read it for yourself, but basically Steve shows up at the end and it is one of the most badass things I've ever read. So if I've sold you on the idea of this comic and you want to check it out for yourself, I've left the links to Marcus's webtoon, TikTok, and Instagram in the description to this video. And as I've mentioned already, there will also be a link to a playlist containing all of the game theory Minecraft lore videos. Now, in the off chance that this video for some reason gets a lot of views, I want to briefly talk about some ideas I had for some dark and edgy versions of popular pop culture franchises, obviously inspired by this Minecraft comic. And if a lot of people do end up seeing this video, then maybe someone watching this will like these ideas and would maybe want to collab with me and bring them to life in a comic of our own, preferably with a similar art style to this Minecraft comic. So if Marcus himself would want to collab with me, that would be freaking awesome. But anyways, that's the end of all the Minecraft stuff, so you can click away now if you want to. Alright, if you haven't clicked away, then here's a few dark reimaginings of popular characters that I think would be awesome to have in a comic book similar to Marcus's. When thinking of these ideas, I was also extremely inspired by the Marvel comic titled Ruins, which if you don't know is basically about a dark and twisted version of the Marvel Universe, basically just turning all of your favorite heroes into horrifying and slightly more realistic versions of themselves. For example, this is what Hulk looks like in this comic, and then this is Spider-Man. So now imagine a comic like this, but we get to see twisted versions of other popular characters, like Sonic or the Ninja Turtles. Now these images are AI generated, but they are the closest I can get to visually showing you my ideas for what these characters would look like in this comic that currently just exists in my goofy little brain. As you can see for the Ninja Turtles, I imagine them as a more realistic interpretation of what a severely mutated turtle would look like. I don't picture them to be as intelligent as they usually are in the sense that they can't formulate sentences or learn complex martial arts. In this comic, I would want it to be more realistic, giving us a look at what it would actually be like if these mutated turtles existed in our world. And that concept is actually pretty frightening if you think about it. To give the Ninja Turtle story a horror twist, I picture the comic following April as she investigates these strange mutant turtle sightings. Kind of like how the 2014 movie started, except it's presented in a way that would show how terrifying these turtles would actually be. I think you kind of get the idea. As for the Sonic idea, I picture his story taking place in a post-apocalyptic Earth, in the aftermath of a nuclear war that wiped out the entire human race. Except for Dr. Robotnik, of course. He would be the last surviving human, trying to cling on to his sanity as he struggles to survive on a severely mutated Earth, greatly affected by the nuclear radiation that was left from the war. I'm sure you can see where I'm going with this. This nuclear radiation would be the explanation as to how Sonic and all of his weird furry friends exist, and why they are the way that they are. The nuclear radiation mutated the environment and animals to resemble the locations and characters that we see from the games, but in a more realistic and horrific context. And this is the closest I could get to make the AI draw how I picture Sonic to look in this world. It's obviously a much more realistic and frightening imagining of Sonic's design, and just like the Ninja Turtles, the concept of Sonic existing in the real world is actually pretty scary. I couldn't get the AI to do this, but imagine this hedgehog having his eyes connected like his cartoon counterpart. But in this context, it is a result of the nuclear radiation. And I also picture him having big, strong, mutated leg muscles that allow him to run much faster than a regular hedgehog. Again, I think you get where I'm going with this idea, so I'll stop there. I have a bunch more ideas for dark and twisted versions of Mario, Transformers, and my personal favorite, Pinocchio. So if this video does well, then maybe I can share these ideas with the internet in the coming future. I don't know, we'll see. It's just something I'm passionate about at the moment, and I've obviously been greatly inspired by this super awesome Minecraft comic. Well, that's all I gotta say. Bye.